Right. What is going on? I'm back. Disappeared. Wasn't here on Friday. Let myself down, let you down. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. I know. I already beat myself up. You don't need to make me feel any worse. I can hear you giving out. But I have a reason. No justification, by the way. I hold my hand up. Should have been here. But it comes down to priorities. And I was actually doing it for you, funnily enough. Got a couple of points here that I want to talk about. And more specifically, actually, this episode, by the way, is going to be a little bit more of the BTS, behind the scenes, in terms of what Winners Win is working on, like how I'm building it, what I'm doing, what's going on, and the real stuff that goes on behind the scenes in terms of building something monumental, really. I always say go for the high hanging fruit. There's no point in spending 13 hours a day. There's no point in spending 13 hours a day building a small business when building a massive business requires the same amount of hours. So you might as well go for the high hanging fruit. But going for the high hanging fruit, or even going for the small hanging fruit, can be a pain in the ass sometimes, which is, I want to talk about kind of how to deal with that when it is a pain in the ass, when everything does get hard. Have that down on the iPad here. But I want to explain, first of all, why I missed Friday's episode. It's got to do with you and something really fucking exciting, man. Really exciting. I even have goosebumps now just even thinking about it, even thinking about what we're going to do. So, if you want to hear about that, you want to kind of see more behind the scenes content, or just hear about what we're doing, how we're doing it, and the breakthroughs and shit like that, let me know. We'll do more BTS, maybe once a week. We're actually up in the episodes, by the way, just to give you context. We're up in the episodes. It's audacious. It's going to be audacious, but we're upping it to 4 episodes a week, possibly starting next week. I want to focus on helping you guys more with regard to health optimization, living stronger, living smarter, living an elite life. Right, so I'm thinking 2 episodes a week for that. One that's more on the mental side of things, and then possibly that's where the 4th one would come in, is the BTS, how the week went, what's going on, maybe some of the shit we're dealing with. Okay, so I don't know. It's 3 as of right now in terms of our agenda, but I guess we're pulling up these BTS, so it is what it is. So anyways, I got my coffee. Hope you have yours. Let's not waste time. That's actually one of the other things that I realized. Is my time as this company grows is becoming much more valuable. Your time is extremely valuable. So we need to organize set times where we're going to meet. We're going to get straight to the point. We're going to run it up. We're going to have our coffee. We're going to have our espressos. By the way, some of you guys sending me espressos in the DMs last week. I don't know who the fuck is making some of these coffees, right? If you're home brewing or you're getting them. But please, some of them were good, but Jesus Christ, I wouldn't have drank some of the ones that some people sent. I don't know what kind of coffee beans. One guy's coffee looked discolored, right? It looks like he's used a fucking tea bag. I know it's coffee, or he's used a capsule or the coffee beans multiple times. It's like it was translucent. It was almost transparent, right? So let's get into this. Right, so let's address the first question. Why did I miss last week? There's multiple reasons. The first reason why I missed last week's episode on Friday is because I wouldn't dare to give you half-ass anything. And that's how I approach a lot of shit in my life. In fact, that's how I approach everything in my life. I do not give 70, 80, 90, 95% to anything. It's either 100% or nothing less, right? And that's with regard to when I speak to people. Like if you're ever in a conversation with me in real life, you have 100% unequivocally my attention. Or I don't know if I said that the right way. Is it unequivocally 100% of my attention? But anyways, you have 100% of my attention, nothing less, because you do not deserve anything less. And in fact, I don't deserve anything less than your attention, which is why I always say, if you're not going to listen, you're not going to take notes, don't bother, right? You need to give 100%, I need to give 100%. This is a mutual transaction. Okay, so that's the first thing, and I wasn't able to do that. I could have came up with a topic, no doubt, could have delivered the sauce, but it would have been 75%, right, with the time pressure that I was under. And you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. You deserve 100% and nothing less. Second reason why we missed Friday's episode is because of priorities. And there's only one thing that takes priority over this podcast. There's only one thing that takes I'm going to get in trouble. There's two things. Of course, my dearest Chloe, you are number one. Disclaimer. That's the first thing. The second thing that takes priority over this podcast is business development for Winners Win, which is what I want to kind of talk about and with this behind the scenes content. Business development was prioritized over the episode unexpectedly, which is the key word, right? It was unexpected. So this is what excites the fuck out of me, by the way. This is why I missed the episode, and this is what has kept me up at night for the last fucking 2 months. And it is what we are working on. We are working on bringing to life a methodology which has been in the works for 2.5 years. Has been in the works for 2.5 years. You guys know this already, but it's the first time a product of its kind is going to grace the earth. And I'm not talking about like something similar. I'm not talking about something that does just as good of a job as something else. I'm talking about a one of a kind, right? The first of its kind. It's coming to grace this planet in November. And I cannot wait, number one, to bring that to you. Number two, I already told you before, it's our best product. We're giving it away for free. But just even thinking of the impact, the change we're going to make. I have goosebumps as I say it, but the change we're going to make on this planet, I've never felt as much fulfillment. I've never felt as much purpose. This is going to sound all airy-fairy, philosophical and shit, but I've never felt this like fulfillment in my fucking soul. I swear to God, I've never felt this fulfillment in my soul in terms of what we're about to do and what's about to happen. And you can't see it. You can't see it yet until it launches and until you roll with this. But when you fucking see it and when you actually implement it, oh my God, right? So the reason why the podcast wasn't able to be recorded was because we've got such a tight deadline, but we're adding so much to the product. And one of the things that I struggle with personally, I don't know if you're the same, one of the things I struggle with is perfectionism. This whole 100%. I don't put my name, I won't put our company's name to anything that's half-ass. But sometimes I have to get out of my own way. But with regard to this, I said this on my Instagram story, but this is legit in terms of elite performance, in terms of living stronger, living smarter, living elite, right? This is the biggest thing since sliced bread. I know that's a bold claim, but this is the biggest thing since sliced bread. I put my heart, my soul into this. And to transition into the next point, by the way, so that's why we couldn't make it, because of that, right? I was actually doing it for you. That's why I was not here, because I want to make sure that you get 100% of the podcast as well as 100% of the product. Now, this is the interesting thing. So I have here why I missed last week. I wouldn't give you half-ass. Now, I've put everything into this, right? Our team has put everything into it. Now, I do want to say, I have wrote down here, keyword, all or nothing. So I mentioned about late nights. I mentioned about business being a pain in the ass sometimes and what keeps us going throughout that, right? And I'm telling you now, if you want to know, if you want an indicator whether you are going to win or not, I mean this, if you want an indicator to know whether you are going to win or not, you must be able to answer this question. This is how I can tell if someone is going to win first time or they're never going to win. And the question is, Are you willing to die on the hill? Are you willing to die on the hill that you are on right now? If you can safely answer the question and say, you know what, this is the hill that I'm going to fucking die on. I have goosebumps on my arms right now. I already know you're going to win. See, when you're not willing to die on the fucking hill, you've lost from the get-go. You've lost from the get-go, right? It's got to be all or nothing, right? It's got to be all or nothing. There is no half-assing when it comes to winning, right? It's not going to happen. And that is the thing that keeps me going. So back to the behind the scenes reference point here. What keeps me going is I'm willing to fucking die on this hill. This is the hill where they will find my body. Legit. Winners win. Living stronger, living smarter, living elite, right? In terms of everything we've built, everything I believe in, the mission we're on, right? I gotta fucking tell you about that shit. I gotta tell you about our mission. Everything we've had in the last 2 weeks, like our whole company, the thesis of our company, the core ideology, the fundamental reason why it exists. It was like, honestly, this is going to sound crazy, but it was like God dropped it down from the fucking sky above, right? My 7 to 8 or 9 years even of working towards this very moment. It's like Steve Jobs said, you know, you can only connect the dots looking backward. I feel like I've connected the dots right now, and that's what excites the fuck out of me, right? So, anyways, everything I've been through for the last 7 to 8 years, I feel like has led me to this very moment, to what's about to happen next month. And our mission now, everything's been revitalized, everything's been adjusted, and the word I used with Chloe to describe this was, I feel like what we've put together is flawless. I know that sounds very vain, but I feel like the company's thesis, I feel like the product, I feel like what we're about to do, everything is fucking flawless, right? And it's been a long time getting to this moment, and just having that internal validation, that fucking satisfaction in my soul that, hey, this is the one. I always knew I was going to die on the hill anyways. But like, I'm telling you, like, even they're going to have to fucking drag my body from the hill even after I'm gone. So that's what I have wrote down. You got to have that die on the hill mentality. And that is a surefire way to fucking win. If I'm speaking to you and I'm like, hey, are you willing to die on this? Is this the one? Is this the ship that once it sets sails, there's no fucking going back? If you're not answering that question with like a yes, right, with full on certainty, you're not going to win. First of all, you're sailing on the wrong ship. All right. So that's what keeps me going throughout these times, making these episodes, building the company, is because number one, obviously I'm willing to die on the hill, but the company is built with purpose, right? We got purpose. We've got purpose. We got our mission. We got our values. This all has to be true to who you really are and where you want to go. And you see all these companies talking about mission statements. We're kind of rambling here, but fuck it. You see all these companies talking about mission statements, and they end up just being something on a fucking cup in an office. Like, I'm talking about a real mission with real purpose behind it that motivates you when you wake up. That would get someone to, what I always say, that the way I confirm whether the mission is strong enough, especially when it comes to marketing consulting, is, does it give you the, fuck yeah, that's what I want to do, right? And for me, the way I've built this company, it's having that feeling, that's what gets me through this, knowing what I'm trying to do. And if you want to know what the mission is, you know, it was always to make living at 100% normal, but I got even clearer on it, and I wanted to make it more measurable, more tangible, and more true to fucking what I'm trying to do, what this company is trying to do. And that is to make elite performance possible for everyday people, to make elite performance possible for everyone, that it's not about your genetics, it's not about all this fucking bullshit. It's not about being gifted, because that's not the case. And you'll see that in November. And everything we do from here on out must abide, must align with that. And why? Well, it all ties back to our core purpose, which is to give people a real chance to max out life, to give people a real chance to unlock everything they can during their fucking short stay on planet Earth. That's why this company exists. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning, right? To make elite performance possible for everyday people. That's what fucking gets me out of bed in the morning, because I'm just an everyday person just like you, right? And that excites the fuck out of me to share that with you, right? So, we're rambling now. I want to move on to the next point, which is missing an episode. Missing that episode of the Execute Regardless podcast on Friday is the price that you must pay for what is coming. All right? So, missing the episode is the price that you got to pay for what's coming in November with Discover 100. You know, you think this is a fucking another challenge, you know, another 75 hard. This is fucking nothing like what has been on this planet before, right? It's not even rooted in the same science as what these guys are talking about. This is rooted, most of the shit that you're seeing online, most of the shit that these people are peddling, not 75 hard, I've the utmost respect for Andy Frisella. In fact, I would view him as a mentor of mine. Guy's an inspiration. But this is a completely alternative approach, right? This is something that is fundamentally not only rooted in science, but fundamentally going to change your life for good. For good. No going back. Does that make sense? Okay? So that's what's coming. Now, a lot of you guys have reached out to me on social at Cal Roach, Callum at Execute Regardless, saying Discover 100, I want this, I'm in. Looking for 100 people in 100 days to go to 100% who want to live stronger. They want to live smarter and they want to live an elite life. They want to make elite performance an everyday occurrence, right? Starting from the inside out. If you didn't get your name in the hat, I would fucking highly advise you, because I'm putting my heart and soul into this. My heart and soul. Yeah, so that's what's going on. That is what's going on, guys. That's what has been going down. That's what kept me from recording on Friday to meet this fucking deadline for you. I appreciate the fuck out of you. I want you to be part of this mission. I want you to prove this with me, that elite performance is possible for everyday people. I don't want people who are already fucking gifted, who are up here on their high horse. I want the fucking everyday people like me and you, right? That's what I want to do. I want to fucking show the world that more is possible, right? And I need your fucking help. So, if you want in on that, Discover 100, I'm in. Get me on social. Callum Execute Regardless, whatever. But I'm excited as fuck. And you know what this is? Once this ship sets sails, once this docks from the port, we are not going back. We're not going back. So that's what's going down. We'll move forward as of next week. I'm going to put myself on the chopping block. We're going to do 2 how-tos, 1 mentality, and 1 behind the scenes. Fuck it. I'm putting it out there. It is what it is. Let's fucking go. It's me and you together. Right? This fucking shit, yeah, it's hard sometimes, but you know what? We can't be stopped. Right? So, we gotta bounce. I appreciate the fuck out of you. Right? Don't give me half-ass shit. I will never give you half-ass. If you want in, don't even bother saying you're in, by the way. If you're fucking doing this like 90% in. Right? 100% in. That's what I fucking expect for everybody who's coming on board, who's hopping on this shit before we set sail. 100%. That's the name of the game. Nothing less. Let's fucking go. Winners win. You want to know why? Because they execute regardless of circumstances. Right? You want to know why fucking losers lose? Because they wait on perfect. They think someone's coming to save them, right? They think that it's going to be handed to them on a fucking golden platter. They're going to wait for the perfect moment. Here's the fact of the matter. Perfect is never fucking coming. That's the fucking truth. Right? Put that one in your coffee. Sorry, I'm ranting. I appreciate you. Let's go. See you. What day is today? Is today? Let me check the date. It's the 22nd. Is today Tuesday? 1 sec. Yeah, today's Tuesday. Man, see, that's the thing. You know you're onto something when you don't even know what fucking day it is. Yeah, so it's Tuesday. I will see you guys later this week, and then we'll roll with that schedule going forward. How does that sound? So yeah, let's fucking go.